Sawadee Cup and welcome to another episode for the Funkit Pod. It's Monday and you know what it means. The MMA Monday, the original MMA Monday back in your life. And what a crazy week/weekend it has been for all things MMA, of course. And as always, this is not a review show. For reviews, you check out Morning Combat. You check out... Well, that's it, actually. I think Morning Combat is enough. Maybe you listen to Ariel Helwani. But, I mean, come on. If you eat your steak well done, you don't deserve any audience, actually. So Morning Combat, because I think those guys eat their steaks medium rare. Probably. No, I think BC probably eats it... BC eats a steak like medium well. Luke eats it like rare. Or he eats a steak like in a tortilla or in a burrito. Sorry, grounded beef. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about all things MMA. And again, not a review, at least not for UFC. When it comes to one championship, yes, review because A, there's not that much content out there. B, I've been exposed to one forever. I've been following them since they started, basically, since when it still was ONE FC. Now it's not ONE FC anymore, by the way. So it's one championship for the past 5 years or so already. So that will be a review. But let's start with the UFC first, because, of course, what a card. And oh my God, it did not deliver. Like, yes, it delivered, but it did not. What do I mean by that, right? So I personally was incredibly hyped for that card, and I was pretty gutted that the start time meant I wouldn't be able to watch it because, well, I do need some sleep. So the main card started at 1:30 a.m. here in Thailand. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't watch that. So then I was like, okay, if I wake up, I'm going to watch it right away. And I did. And the fights were okay, but not... Wow, you know what I mean? Yes, you do. I'm not sure what it was. If it's the maybe even like the fights themselves, the fact that I didn't watch it live, maybe. So maybe that plays a huge role in that. Who could be? Usually I'm hyped to also watch like record fights. Maybe because I obviously knew who won before I watched the fights. Maybe that. But also, again, some of the fights just didn't pan out the way I wanted them to pan out. And that's one takeaway already. I think I picked most of the fights correctly, of course. From the main ones, I picked the main event wrong. And just because I picked with my heart and not with my mind, obviously, right? But again, we're not here to recap or review things. We are here to talk about like what happened after, how did the media portray it, what did the media do, how did the UFC use the media, and so on. So from a media point of view, of course, the UFC, when they put on the event, if they want to, right? When they want to, they're great. They're like the next to WWE, probably the promotion organization with the best video packages, editing, the best live event, like I know how to call it, like the setup, organization, structure, the way they plan everything, the way they introduce the fighters, like Bruce Buffer still gives me chills years after years. It's still like, oh my God, look at this Bruce Buffer. It's like, in the red corner. It's fantastic. And the camera pans in on Bruce Buffer, goes over to the fighter. Bruce Buffer then fist bumps the fighter. The curse. It's fantastic. So nobody comes close. One championship is trying very hard. They also have great production quality. Not even close. Not even close to what the UFC is doing when they really want to do it, when they're really all in. In those fight nights, like last week, they're not all in. They're like, no one cares. And if the UFC doesn't care, we don't care, right? But in this case, they cared, so awesome. The hype videos, the trailers, the embedded was great, with the exception of DJ Dillashaw not being in it, but now we know why. I say that was all good. Then the events, right? So I'm not going to go through all the fights, obviously. One fight that's going to have huge implications was obviously Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. Sean Brady not undefeated anymore. Didn't look great. Maybe Belal looked good. I don't even want to admit it. Oh God! And the implications: A, of course, Belal moves up in the rankings, obviously, but B, media-wise, he's not gonna shut up now, is he? Oh God, he's already so cringe. he's gonna be more cringe. Oh my god. I mean, all the props in the world to him. Like Izzy said it on his like reaction video. He said like he's got such a weird body type and such a weird posture and stance and everything. Maybe that's why I don't really like to see him fight, because it looks just so weird. But obviously, game planning is definitely one of his strengths, and then just sticking to it and doing it. So congratulations, first career stoppage win. But because he's everywhere already, right? With the remember the name, remember the show, like his podcast and all. He's everywhere, so he's gonna be unbearable now with the memes and oh my god, good for him though. Like I always say, fighters should use media more. He does it, so great job. It's just that it doesn't resonate with me, but great job, and you're gonna see him everywhere all the time talking smack now, but probably talking smack about Leon Edwards and that he wants a title shot next, probably, I guess. So that's great for him. So do your thing, Bully B, do your thing. What else? First fight on the main card was unfortunately not great, so let's not talk about it. What else did we have? Oh yeah, let's talk about the elephants in the room, right? Elephant in the room. Jan O'Malley. Basically, every fighter in the world, according to Instagram or to Twitter, seemed to have scored it for Jan. The judges gave it to O'Malley. I agree, it's not a robbery. It could have gone easy. I mean, I thought Jan had it too. I actually thought Jan had it 2-1 easy, maybe even 3-0, depending on like how much you count certain offensive moves or not. Surprised that O'Malley won, but it's not a robbery. Like you can see how someone gets swayed or something. Media-wise, I found it interesting. That was really interesting. Because Sean O'Malley didn't seem to have thought that he won, I think. Or he couldn't process it. That was very interesting to me from a psychological standpoint. He probably also thought that he lost, I guess. And now he's like, in the interview, right, he's trying to process like what just happened, and then also still in the post-fight press conference, he was clearly not really there. Like, another takeaway also, like we've seen it a few times. Sean O'Malley is not great with the mic off the cuff. He's great like in podcast interviews when he has like prepared talking points and so on. Like this off the cuffs interviews and stuff, he doesn't seem to be that great, which is very interesting. I think very interesting to see. But I mean, now he's a superstar, obviously, and you have to give him a title shot next. I mean, Dan Hardy, I think, said he wouldn't want him to do it. I think it was Dan Hardy. I hope I'm not misquoting. But he's the number one. He beat the number one contender, so I think he has to go for the title shot next. And he might just... I mean, Jan took him down. And yeah, control time doesn't mean much, blah, blah. If Sterling takes him down, then it's like... backpack and a wrap. God. If you know, you know. So Peter Yan, of course. I mean, I kind of like Peter Yan because he does like lots of Muay Thai. He trains here in Thailand a lot, so I do have a soft spot for Peter Yan, Pure Yan. Media-wise, I mean, his management posts some offensive tweets once in a while or calls out people. So I think it's going to bounce back in no time, and I think media-wise they're going to just I think they're going to say, hey, it was a fluke, that he won, actually, that the scorecards, all the media scorecards were like in favor of Jan. They're going to angle for a rematch. They're not going to get it, though, of course. But then he's just going to get the next guy in line, probably a Chito Vera, I guess. I just made it up while I'm talking right now. He gets a Chito Vera because now... I'm sorry, Cheeto, but Sean O'Malley is number one now. Number one contender. Then co-main event, of course. Yeah, same thing that goes for Bilal. Same thing goes for Aljo now, of course. He's going to be unbearable. Like, I mean, his post-fight speech with the rap, like, human backpack, that's a rap. Like, oh my God. That's going to be in his music video, right? He's going to... oh, God. All the props in the world to... TJ Dillashaw, obviously, but also all the questions in the world, like why? Like, Luke Thomas said it very, very well. And I don't always agree with Luke Thomas, but very well. He's like, why in the world would UA go out there? Why in the world would his team let him go out there? Like, what do you expect would happen? Aljamain Sterling is known for his takedowns and for wrestling, and you can't use your left arm /shoulder. Like, what are you Why? So yeah, now media-wise, Altuve's gonna like keep popping up area. He's the champ, of course, and he's gonna put out his music video and he's do all those things. So he's gonna be unbearable, just like Belal, but also well deserved. Do your thing, man. Like I said, fighters need to do their thing. He does his thing. His analysis usually actually quite good if he's like not as cringe. It's usually great. So do your thing, man. Maybe even Cejudo. Yeah, call out Cejudo. Do it. Yeah, I don't want to see Sean O'Malley right now. Do the Cejudo thing. That's gonna be like the cringe press conference. Oh my god, the cringe trash talk back and forth. Gonna be amazing. Like cringe, it's like a car wreck. You can't look away. So I'm looking forward to this because Cejudo also great at utilizing social media, mainstream media, all those things. Fantastic. Do it. Yeah, I'm all for it. I don't want to see it, but I want to see it. I want to see both guys lose, get knocked out. So great. It's gonna be a win-win anyway. So let's do this. Okay, yeah. And the media is gonna be fun. And the UFC is gonna sell the out of that. I think like Triple C back and so on. Yeah, let's do it. If Dana doesn't hate him too much. TJ Dillashaw, media-wise, I think he's gonna disappear now. I mean, he could be like I had a blown out shoulder. I wasn't there, and you're acting like you really beat me, but you didn't beat me. My shoulder beat me. If I had my shoulder, I would have whopped your ass. But it seems to be like a really serious thing. So Luke Thomas again, he said it might take like a year until Dillashaw might be able to come back. So I think it's going to disappear. Maybe he should transition into like a media role or something. Because he's smart, clearly. He can talk, he can analyze things. So maybe the only thing with a PD background now, I'm not sure if the media wants to give him a platform. If not, TJ Dillashaw, come here, I'll give you a platform. I like Bang Muay Thai, so let's do it. TJ, let's do it. Main event. Yeah, that was just sad. Charles, why did you get subbed? Like, I still think that Charles Oliveira didn't take Makhachev's jiu-jitsu seriously. He's like, well, if I'm on the ground, I'm gonna just wiggle out, no problem, because I got this. I'm the best jiu-jitsu player in the division. And then Makhachev hits the sub, and he's like, oh shit, I'm stuck here. No, damn it. I really think he underestimated Makhachev's jiu-jitsu. I think, and maybe even the striking. But again, not reviewing this. Media-wise, DC is gonna be unbearable. Like I told you, Islam is the best in the world. Blah blah blah. Oh god, Khabib already is terrible in the media. Like it's so annoying. Like, where's the humbleness? Where's like I told you we're the best? Humble? Hey, father's plan, being winning, but be humble, bitch. Seriously, it's a bit annoying. Like I mean, I appreciate him. I appreciate Makhachev. Like it's a great performance, but guys, be humble. Like seriously, where is that? That was why I liked Khabib in the beginning, because he's like, I'm the best, but then he proved it, and there was no BS trash talk all the time, and now he does all the talking all the time. Yeah, annoying. Move on. And the UFC gonna sell the F out of this now, but like Khabib successor, blah blah. Wait for all those high packages videos. Makhachev speaks English quite well, so good on him. So he makes jokes and stuff, so fantastic. So he's gonna keep utilizing the media in that way. They're gonna keep utilizing him as long as he's at AK. Anyways, they're gonna do all the stuff for him. Yeah, good job. Charles should be back. He's gonna have to fight the tough opponent now to get back into the title picture. Probably Dariush, I guess. Yeah. I think Charles, again, like with many champs, he focused too much on like being cool, maybe underestimated him, maybe did too much media and wasn't as focused. Not to take away from Islam's success, of course, but just thinking maybe now this loss gets him back being focused and like just stop talking and just be the former champ now. Let's go, Charles. Media-wise, I don't think he does much. If he's on the card for Rio, then of course the UFC is going to prep like a super package, and then they're going to send him everywhere in Brazil. But we have to wait and see if he's going to be on that card. The call out then Makhachev, Volkanovski. Like Volkanovski is just not a good trash talker. I'm sorry, he's a fantastic fighter, and I'm not a big fan per se. I'm always rooting against him, but he always convinces, right? He's always great. So, but he's just not a good trash talker. And I think he's learning slowly. Also, his videos are getting better. His YouTube stuff is getting better thanks to maybe Andrew Schultz and to Izzy. But overall, he's just not the greatest talker, and that call out thingy was still cringe. So I'm not looking forward. If he's the main event, I'm just not looking forward to the presser. Like, he's a great fighter, but I'm not looking forward to the build-up. I want to see someone who can talk and who can sell the stuff, like in the main event, unfortunately. Sorry, Volko. Yeah, that's my takeaway for UFC 280. Again, great event. Didn't get me as excited as I thought, but maybe because Charles got subbed. Okay, but that's it. Okay, we'll analyze more, of course, as always, once we're coming closer to the next event, like who's being like pushed, who uses media well. Will Izzy be the go-to guy? Probably. Izzy's team really puts together really great videos these days. They just released another video of like the 4 New Zealanders going to New York, like NZ meets NY, which is great. It's like, yeah, who's it? Like Carlos Olberg, like some highlights, great. Izzy, of course, at the end, great. Champ, even though he didn't deliver in a while, but still a champ. But then also Dan Hooker and Brad Riddell, who don't have a great record right now, unfortunately, and they're like talking trash, or like Hooker talks trash, like, yeah, if you want it, you can get it, against a guy that no one knows. And Brad Riddell, I mean, I hope Brad does well. He also trains in Thailand quite often, right? So I hope he does well. But the recent results, but great video though, great video. Okay, let's go to the recap section of this week's MMA Monday. So if you're only coming for the UFC, that's it. If you want to hear a recap of one championship, and I only focus on one championship on Prime 3, not one championship 162 or whatever that was, the day before, because that's too much one. One on Prime, the one that you might have watched. Main event, let's just go quickly through it. I have it here. John Lineker versus Fabricio Andrade. Fabricio Andrade lit him up. I told you on this podcast before, I said, Fabricio Andrade takes it. He's going to take him out. He's going to light him up. Superboy, Wonder Boy, whatever his nickname is, he's going to take it. And he brought it to Lineker, and then it's a no contest because of an accidental knee to the groin. So, one championship. So I'm not sure if he hit the groin. I watched it many a times. I still think it hit the stomach. It was a legal knee. I still think that. If not, I mean, I do Muay Thai too, so sometimes it looks like it hits the stomach, but then the top of the knee or something grazes your groin. Okay, great. Happens. But the way Lineker then acted, and like, the cup is broken, you can hear it shatter. Like, what? Have you ever used a cup? A cup doesn't shatter from a knee. I'm sorry, that's why the cup is for. What kind of cup is Lineker wearing? Like, made of eggshells? Like, come on. I don't believe it for a second. That was the easy way out, unfortunately, because he got beat up bad. So that was very disappointing. Co-main, lightweight Muay Thai World Championship, Rayshon Ersel versus Sinsamut Klinmi. I told you Ersel's going to win. He won, but that was a great fight. That was a fantastic fight. Sinsamut really showed up here. Like I told you, he's the next Thai superstar. It was a third fight in one championship only, I believe. He showed up, and it was a split decision, and I can see why. Like, it was really close. They were trading shots like, you kick me, I kick you. It was like, there was no blocking. It was just like, I'm gonna kick and punch you harder than you kick or punch me. Awesome back and forth. Like, huge props to both of them, Rayshon Ersel and Sinsamut. Rayshon Ersel still the champ, but oh god, since like stock rose for both guys. Wouldn't mind a rematch anytime soon. It was fantastic. It was really, really good. Sinsamut like really showed up because, yeah, he knocked out his past 2 opponents and won, but I mean, it wasn't really they just moved in and he just like left hook, I think, and then just knocked them out. So this was now a real fight, and you're like, okay, he's really all that. He's not just hype, he's all that. So huge props to Sinsamut Klinmi. That was pretty cool. Coco main event. Third out from the top, we had Kate Rutolo versus Wali. Sorry. Khrushchev, of course, Kate, of course, I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I mean, ADCC champ, right? Youngest ever. Kate Rutolo, of course, wins via submission. It was pretty slick, like also how he pushed himself and in between, like off the cage and stuff like this. Awesome, like Kate Rutolo, You're the reason I'm gonna start watching grappling stuff, man. Like both brothers, of course. Like it's really fun. It's way more fun than watching like, I'm sorry, Shinya Yoki grappling, cause he's just like this old school thingy. It just like flops in the middle and just waits for someone to do something. Kate Rotolo and Ty, his brother, right? They're really innovative. It's really fun to see like how they utilize the whole space. That's pretty cool. I really like that. That was really fun. Another fight that I really liked, lead card, was the main event of the lead card. Jeremy Miyato versus Daniel Williams. I told you before it's going to be a banger. It was a banger, but oh my god, Jeremy Miyato put it on Daniel Williams. I thought Daniel Williams was going to go in and just like beat Daniel Williams, but Jeremy Miyato stopped Daniel Mini T Williams. Referee stoppage, TKO. He just got dropped too often, too many times, and yeah, respect. Not even Rotang did that. So congratulations, Jeremy Miyato. That was pretty impressive. So, like, looking forward to seeing what he does next. The last fight I'm going to mention is Asa Tenpao versus Mehdi Satoot. Mehdi Satoot, the old school Muay Thai legend here. He's been fighting and training in Thailand forever. Like I said in the preview, when I started Muay Thai, Mehdi Satoot was already kind of a name. You knew who he is. He was fighting in the circuit, and he retired with a win, going out on top. So congratulations, Mehdi Satoot. Well done. It was fantastic. Great career. Pretty inspiring fights. Always fighting till the end. So congratulations. Great career. Well done. It was really nice watching you fight, man. It was really cool. Thanks to Mehdi Satoot. That was great. All right, that's enough of like just the reviews and everything. Well, I have to mention one thing, but I didn't watch it, to be honest. The after main event fights, Aguilantani beat Ilya Stoyanov, who's supposed to be from Germany, so that's why I mentioned it. Ilya, what happened? Dude, come on. But yeah, that was one championship. So I did like the fights most of the time. I didn't like the Lineker way out because Andrade was just really putting it on him. But it was still a good fight, and they have to run it back. And then I think Andrade just no mercy and just take him out. Make it sound so easy, but I mean he had it, and he was really mad afterwards. So yeah, that was fun. I think the next one on Prime is 4. It's in 25 days or so. So 3.5 weeks. We'll break it all down, and of course, once it's coming closer again, you can trust us here, myself here, to keep you informed. Let me know what you thought. How did you like One on Prime? I saw lots of positive reactions on social media. I'm not sure if it's like the algorithm that shows it to me, or if you had something to criticize, let me know. Because usually I'm not always that complimentary of one, but those Prime events, they are pretty quite good so far. Let me know what you think. What did you think of UFC 280 and how they like the call outs, the media use, like in terms of like the memes afterwards and so on. Let me know what you think. As always, stay safe, take care, subscribe to this thing, rate it wherever you listen to it so we grow an audience, and keep your guard up. Sawadee Krap.